All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started and talk to you guys how I am going to do my meal planning for this upcoming weekend and week. I have, I can't read it sideways, your Tosca Reynos Fat Clean book. Love her book. She has lots of great recipes, ideas, and this is my absolute favorite is 100 Days of Real Food. It is a big book, but it has a lot of great recipes in there to incorporate just really clean, whole eating food. I've done her whole grain pumpkin muffins before, and they are fabulous, and they have no sugar in them. It's great. So first things first is I get a planner. So I have my planner out, and usually a pen of sorts. There we go. And my trusty pen. So for Thursday today, I try and go through my fridge and my freezer and I see what I have first and foremost before I make a list of what I need. So I haven't done that yet, but I know that my daughter has soccer tonight, so it's going to be a little crazy, and I've been using my Instapot like crazy because it has saved me so much time. But tonight I'm going to do a vegetable chili, and that is in the 100 Days of Real Food, and it's just a really yummy, hearty soup that will fill the kids up, and I can do it really quick and have it simmer while I'm taking kids to soccer. So I just write down that I'm going to do vegetable chili for dinner. So I kind of do like, I'll go throughout the day, or I'll write it down and I'll say breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and then for myself, another snack. And so I just write it out. My kids have early out today too, if you need to know. So I'll just fill it out for dinner. We're going to do a vegetable chili, and you can always add the meat to it, which I might because my kids need more protein. And then I'll just, everything that's on that list I already have, so I don't have to buy anything for that, which is fantastic. So that'll be my dinner. I always try and fill up dinner and then a breakfast and then the lunch and then fill in my snacks. So typically for myself for lunch is Shakeology, so that's a no-brainer. Oh, Larissa. Hello? I'll just keep going. So my lunch is typically Shakeology, which is fantastic and easy, and sometimes I use, my hair is crazy, like a banana, so I'll do a half a banana for myself, and then just ice and water. That's all I use. And then usually for breakfast, I stick to my same meals. I will do 2 eggs and a green pepper. And my kids, I usually will make them pancakes or a smoothie. Whoever's running out the door, I just give them a smoothie and they go. So our mornings are a little crazy and a little hectic. For snacks, I will typically do the Daily Sunshine that I have. It's a brand through Beachbody, and it is not a meal replacement, but it has protein in it. It's for kids who are picky eaters, but I love it because I can make it for a snack and then I don't have to worry about it. So I'll typically sometimes do that in one of my snacks. And then, can you hear me, Larissa?
Hey.
Hey. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Trying to figure out the Zoom thing. I just downloaded the app.
Oh yeah, it should say video somewhere on your.
Okay, let me.
Are you on
You
your
guys
phone?
go play downstairs. Let me see. Yeah, I was able to phone to make it speak. Here, let me click on my screen. I'm not seeing the video thing anymore. Either have video or I only have sound.
Oh.
Oh, here we go. Hello. Hey.
Yay!
Can you see me?
Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, fun. I was just kind of going through my meal plan for the day. So that's what we're
Okay.
gonna, if you want to, I'm trying to connect here to my thing. But it's not, oh, there we go. Hi, buddy. Awesome. How are you?
I'm good. I
Good.
slept in.
Nice.
These guys are sick.
Sleep is good. Trying to figure out why my app is being all weird. I don't know what meal plan you're doing right now. Are you doing a meal plan, or are you just kind of?
I've been doing my portion control, but I've been doing the portion plan A. And I just had on hand, like, I have eggs, I have my Greek yogurt, I have, like, if I want a carb, I've been either doing oats or like a whole wheat toast kind of thing.
Good. That's awesome. Hi, bud.
Can you say hi? She has a son your age.
I know. He has school, or he's in kindergarten, right?
He's in kindergarten. He does afternoon.
I know. I was like, dang. It's a shame there. The opposite. Hi. Cute.
They're just gonna stare at you. But yeah, like I have like everything on hand, and I don't know. Like, I don't feel like it's been a big problem.
My prizes for the October calendar.
That's awesome. Good job. Okay, can you take Dean and go play? Go play for a little bit. You can just say bye-bye and go play.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Are you guys gonna go play?
Yeah, so I haven't really made like a meal plan, like I'm going to eat this in the morning, I'm going to eat this at lunch, but I have like the same things on hand every day. I feel like
That's how I've been, and so I was like, I gotta be more on top of it. Heck. Trying to get my internet.
Yeah, I think that's true. Like,
at least for myself, like I feel like I'm doing okay, but I was like, I could be doing a lot better.
Yeah.
Especially leading into the holidays, where I was like, help me. So I am gonna do a.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
Oh, my heater. I like moved myself downstairs, and I don't like it. I'm like in the dungeon. Okay, we go. I really like the gift shop meal plan. That's what I've been using. I don't have to think about it.
Okay.
And you can still use your portion container. I'm trying to pull it up so I can show you guys. My internet is unstable. That's so great.
All of the meal plans, they're on are they on Beachbody On Demand, or like where?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. I will share my screen. So I just logged into my Beachbody account right here.
Okay.
You can click on Beachbody On Demand, and then it will open up all the programs. And then if you go under program materials, and I'm doing the shift one, and then I clicked on the simple shift nutrition guide, and it'll download it for you right here. And this is the booklet that you normally get if you, like, usually they just sent it to you, but now everything's online, which makes it kind of nice. Yeah. But sometimes I like having a physical copy.
That's true. Like,
yeah. So I was like, you'll do your score. Let's see. So I typically fall here, but sometimes I will do plan 2B just because I feel like I need
Okay.
more food sometimes. um,
Yeah.
just for when I'm teaching and stuff, I feel like I need extra. So
Seriously.
this, what's up?
Here.
So this one's a little bit different because week 1, 2, and 3, you're increasing your veggies and your protein and lessening your carbs. So I typically just stick with week 1 right here for the moment.
Okay.
But I mainly, like, I'll still measure it out and I'll follow the 21-day fix, like has all your shopping lists or your food list. But I just like it because it comes with,
Okay.
sorry, I was going really fast. For plan
No,
A,
you're fine.
it comes with exactly what you need to eat for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, which for me is great because then I don't have to think about it. And then it comes with your shopping list of how much
Sure.
you need, which I actually really like. And then it breaks it down. So for me, like my typical breakfast is 2 eggs with a green pepper and then shredded cheese. I should do spinach, but I usually just do a green pepper because I had a ton of them from my garden. And then my typical snack is usually my snack or my lunch is Shakeology. But I might change that to a snack since I'm eating so often. I don't know. It just depends on the day and where I'm at. Sometimes my Shakeology is my breakfast if I have to get out of the door.
Yeah.
But one thing that I really do like is doing the Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, and then fruit, and then raw almonds. That is like my go-to snack, breakfast, lunch, anything. If I need something sweet, that's what I'll go
No, that's
to.
what like you mentioned. Yes. Yeah, you mentioned that to me a couple weeks ago, and that's like what I've done, and it's been awesome.
Yeah. I love
like,
it.
It's satisfying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super satisfying. And even if I have frozen fruit, I'll just put it in the microwave. Like I'll fill up my container and put it in the microwave and kind of melt it a little bit, defrost it, I guess, my frozen fruit. And then I'll put in my Greek yogurt and then the almonds. And it's worked fine so far because I was like, you can't buy a ton of fruit anymore it's super expensive right now because it's out of season, which makes me so sad. But that's what I've kind of been doing. And I do love celery sticks, and I use almond butter, and I just get it at Winco in the bulk. It's the cheapest place that I found it. And that's where I buy all my weird bulk stuff.
Okay.
So that's if you guys have a Winco, I would go there for just bulk because they have a wide variety of so many selections, and it's a ton cheaper than going to the health food store. So if you have a Winco, utilize the bulk section like crazy. Let's see. And usually my lunch on like a normal day is my dinner left over from the night before, to be honest. So if I have dinner, like last night I made chicken, like a Mexican chicken soup that I posted in the challenge app. Like me making my stuff, and then I put my chicken in the Instapot without the container. That was fun. I was like, let's not do that. So I had that, and so I'll have leftovers. So that's what I'll eat for lunch today. So I always if I have leftovers, I always make it for lunch the next day. And I fill containers for Jason to take to work. And so he's not eating out as much. So I just do it right when I'm doing cleanup. I'll just portion it out and put it in the fridge, and then I'm done. And then it's like cleanup and meal prep at the same time. So I try and utilize as much time as possible when I'm cleaning up. So that's kind of my typical thing for dinner. It's usually like a protein, a carb, and a green. That's kind of my go-to simplified version. It's usually something barbecued if I have the barbecue ready. And then it's usually like a sweet potato, which I always try and have those on hand. And my favorite way to do it is to just cut them up into small pieces and then drizzle either olive oil, and you can add a little bit of maple syrup to them, and cinnamon, and then they're kind of sweet, and then you just bake them. I don't know where I bake them at. Sometimes at 400, but that might be too high. And then I just watch them really carefully and just bake them for like 10, 15 minutes. until they're soft. So it's like a sweet potato fry, but a little more sweet. So then you're kind of getting that sweet factor. So that's like my go-to stuff. But one book I was saying is I love this 100 Days of Real Food, which I would love my kids to do with me, 100 days of no sugar. I'm working on them, don't worry. But this is where I did the pumpkin muffins, Larissa, for class. Can you hear me?
Okay.
So those pumpkin muffins that I made that had no sugar, they came out of this book. And she just like breaks it down really simple and does a lot of great stuff for lunches and various things. But you don't have to do that. A lot of times I just go to Pinterest, and when I'm putting kids to bed, I'll just go on there and search clean eating. And I can even share my board somehow with you guys. I did it once. Hello, booty. Sorry. Get that over there. I'm like, geez, I don't want to see that. Gotta love Pinterest. So I'll just pin. My internet is so fast, you guys. It's steaming fast. We have 2 internets, and they both are awful. I just have to find it. It's like the only thing in my life that's organized is Pinterest. Just kidding. I do have like a main food one if you want like stuff to take to parties and people don't like your clean eating, which I normally just make clean eating stuff. And I was like, yeah, if they don't eat it, whatever. More for me. So this is all that I pin on here is just anything that's clean eating. These pumpkin bars are delicious. Delicious. I love them.
That looks so good.
So I'll just go in here and just pin stuff, and I'll do a lot of Instapot stuff because Monday through Thursday are a little crazy for us. So I try and do Instapot on those days just because it's mindless. Like last night I threw that chicken in at 3:40 or something, and it was done by 5. So, I mean, it can be done in 15 minutes, but I like it to cook a little bit longer. So you guys, I can share this somehow. I'll try and share it in the Challenge Tracker app. But you can just come in here and find stuff that you like. Pesto, my kids love pesto, actually. It's actually fantastic that they love it. And I've done basil, I've done the spinach, and I'll just mix it and then make whole wheat noodles and then mix the pesto in with it. And they devour it like it's candy. So that is a bonus that they'll actually eat pesto. And I always thought it was really hard to make, and it is the most simple thing on earth to make. Like, I always thought it was really hard, but it is not. And they love these baked garlic Parmesan wedges. They like those. And of course, if you add the fry sauce, then it's not so healthy, but it's all about compromise with my kids right now. So I'm like, whatever. They're eating something. So yeah, you can come on here. I'll share my board. Roasted beet hummus. I do not like beets. I was like pinning like crazy because I had a ton of beets in my garden, and then I like searched a ton of smoothies, and I was like, these are gonna be so good. I couldn't do it. Sorry. So if you love beets, still make it because it tastes like you're drinking.
Smoothie?
Huh? What?
You said a beet smoothie?
Yeah.
Like beets in your smoothie? Oh my god.
Yeah, like it said it called for, like it looks so pretty. Like, I mean, once it's blended up right here, I think I tried this one. Look how pretty it is. Like,
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. And I did it and I put in a big beet because I was like, oh, I can just add extra. It'll be fine. Add minimal beet. Add a minimal. I did do the coconut oil roasted beets right here, vegetable candy, and they are actually pretty good if you eat them when they're warm and you sprinkle kosher, or not kosher. You can do kosher salt, but I do Himalayan salt over it, and that has been the only way that I'll eat the beets. is right here.
Nice.
But I don't know. I was gonna try and can them because I was like, maybe there's something I'm missing with it. I don't know. Maybe you guys can teach me how to love them, but I couldn't do it. So anyway, this is I have a lot of sweets in here because I I just like sweets. And so I'm always trying to find ways to get my kids to eat something healthy, like a donut that's not sugar-loaded donut. So I'll just share this, and if you want to go in, you can find stuff on Pinterest and then just pin it and try it. And actually this Instapot honey sesame chicken, my kids actually really like. And I always have a ton of leftovers, so it works out really well. You see me doing the smoothie bowls. I just don't add the acai part. Did I say that right? Like I don't buy the mix for the
Acai.
acai, whatever it is, acai. Anyway, I don't buy that part, so I just mix in my Shakeology with it and then just add all the fruit on top. And that's what most of my kids will eat in the morning for breakfast is just a smoothie bowl. And it's super easy and I don't have to think about it, and I just mix it up and I make my own granola. I think I've used it out of this book and then the Fix8 cookbook online. They have a granola recipe as well. So that's another thing that you can use if you come back to your on-demand. Sorry, this is not a very good meal planning, but just showing you what I do. Just have to focus here. It doesn't help when the heater's on. Is it super loud with the heater on? Can you hear it?
No, not really.
Okay, because it's like right behind the wall. Oh, here it is. So they have the Fix8 cooking show, which I love. It's kind of interesting to watch. You could try the chocolate chia pudding with strawberries. I made it once, and I'm not a fan. I have a texture issue. And so it was very tapioca-like. And that was very hard for me, so I didn't eat it.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't choke it down. But if you like that kind of thing, that would be a great go-to thing. So yeah, there's like foundational videos. So if you're like struggling with knowing how to do your containers, like it's a great Containers 101. If you need to know how your knife skills, I used to cut myself all the time. It was great. But there's just lots of good stuff on here for the recipes. And then you can play it, watch it, and then you can print the recipe out. And during Thanksgiving, she'll have a lot of recipes for Thanksgiving time if they're not already in here. It's been a while since I've looked. But this is a good source because then she breaks it down and she shows you how to use your portion containers. Like if you're making a chili, she shows you how to like divvy it out, which can sometimes be a little confusing. And then just like sides and snacks and for your snacks. So there's like a whole list of snacks that you could do on here. And then you can incorporate that in your menu planning, just with your sides and snacks. So you have all this. I would use it to your resource. And then lots of dressings. Fix8 gravy. So if you're struggling, you don't know what to make for gravy for Thanksgiving, she has one in there, which is great. And then different Shakeology recipes. So this is a good little area to go to if you're struggling with portions and you want to just stick to the Fix8 cookbook. It's all right there, and you don't have to. And you can print all that out, which I've done before. If you don't have the actual cookbook. So that's another way to utilize that resource. Is there anything else you want to see on here? Since I'm in here.
No, I think that's good. Like, yeah, I don't think I was taking advantage of that. Because I remember seeing the cook show thing, but I was like, oh yeah, that might be good just to get my mind going.
Yeah, it's good to like just watch and see and get different ideas. And all of these menus or all these nutrition guides, on the very end of them, they always have recipes. that you can use. So like Shift Shop has chili mocha, like different Shakeology recipes that you can use, and cooking tips, and very like, I don't know, just as different ideas if you're struggling with ideas. And like spaghetti squash, I actually love spaghetti squash with just like the spaghetti meat and sauce. My kids not so much, but I just keep making it for them, and I'm like, this is dinner. You either eat it or you don't. That's kind of my philosophy. Obviously, I don't make it like super crazy where it's like something disgusting, but they're not starving by any means. So they've had a candy high for the last 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
they're just surviving on candy at this point. So I just try and break it down. Like I was telling everybody before, like I'll write out breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack, like in my little menu planner. And then I kind of know, and I have a plan. Like going into the weekend, you should always have a plan, because weekends are the hardest for me, especially on Sunday. I don't know what it is. Like I get home from church and then it's like I'm starving, and then I just want to inhale whatever I can find, and I don't want to make something. So I'm trying to change my philosophy, and I've been taking my shake to church. I was like, I don't know. I just need to eat while I'm there. Unless it's fast Sunday. But I don't know if you guys have any tips.
I would always I used to bring almonds. I would bring water.
Oh, that's a good idea.
What?
That's a good idea. Just take almonds.
Yeah, almonds and water. I always bring my water bottle to church.
That's good. I know today we're doing the water chug challenge. Not chug, but just tracking how much water that you're doing. So I have not made it very far today. Well, I haven't drank any water today, actually. I need to refill it. So yeah, I'm going to try and track my water, because yesterday in P90X, I realized that I only drank maybe 30 ounces of water yesterday before class. And I was like, I was feeling really dehydrated beforehand. I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm going to try and track my water and see what I can do to improve my water skills. So then I'm not filling up on empty stuff, and then it's just giving my body that, just filling it up with water, and it just, everything flows better when I have water. So that's kind of my simplified meal planning. I don't know if you guys, if you have any tips that you've been doing.
I think I'm gonna get like a planner specifically for the meal planning, because my calendar, I always use our Google Calendar. Like
Same.
Nicola and I both do it, but I think having a notepad that's specifically for the meals would help me be, like you said, it's like day to day. I would say on average I'm pretty good, but it's those like, whoa, now I'm going to a party, or it's the weekend and like let's just party, instead of being like, no, I have this plan. This is what I wrote out. This is what I'm gonna make.
Right. I find we save a lot more money if I do the meal planning and I buy all the stuff. Like I only do a week at a time, just because produce doesn't last that long in our house. And it's just easier to do a week at a time. So I think from here on out, like Thursdays will be my day that I sit down, and then I can grocery shop on Friday, because that's usually when he's home on Fridays. And so he wants to go to Sam's Club, and he's like, what do you need? And I'm like, I don't know what I need. So then I just feel like I'm buying random crap, because I'm like, I guess I know the staples that I need all the time. And so those I can plan on, but it's like, if I want anything beyond that, then I have to run to the store, which I absolutely hate doing during the week. So I think if I planned on Thursday and then I went shopping on Friday and then did all my prep, and then I'd be ready to go from like Monday to Thursday again. So I think for me, that's a good plan. And I think even starting when 80-Day Obsession starts out, they talked about planning out your meals with a time. And so I follow one girl on Instagram, and she was doing the test group, and she put in her phone on the alarms when she was going to eat her meals and set an alarm so she knew when she was eating her shake, like when her breakfast was, when her lunch was, which I know that's a little crazy and absurd. But I was like, sometimes I feel like I need to do that for myself, because I just get going and then I forget. And then I'm like, I haven't ate like for 4 hours. And then I get really shaky and irritable. So, I think I'm going to start doing that, setting an alarm, and then it'll go off when I need to eat. And then it helps remind myself, no, you're sticking to a plan. Like this is your plan. And I know I feel better. Even last night I had stupid Lucky Charms. Jason bought Lucky Charms for Halloween or something for the kids. And I ate some and I felt so crappy afterwards. Like they do nothing for me. So just need to stick to a plan and even clear out all the cupboards and then just start fresh, because my kids are eating sugar like it is going out of style. It's like super frustrating. But so I think I'm just going to throw it all away and be like, hey, we're going to have a month of no sugar until the end of the year. Minimal sugar, I should say. But I was going to say, so we're going to start a prep week, I think on Saturday is what I said, for clean eating. And then next week, I'm going to do a clean eating for Thanksgiving. So then when you go into Thanksgiving, you'll have meals already, like maybe on next Friday, or maybe even, I'll do next Friday. I'll just make like a Thanksgiving feast, or do like maybe I'll do like a recipe a day for the week. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Like Monday could be like stuffing, and then like homemade cranberry sauce, which is so good. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. So I'll just like pick a recipe for the day, and then come Thanksgiving, you'll have a whole Thanksgiving meal that'll be healthy. Does that sound like a plan? I think we're delayed. So yeah, so I'm going to start that, but we'll start prep week Friday, Saturday. That's tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Where's this week going? Ah.
It's back.
So we'll do that. I don't know. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving?
You're going to hate me. We're going to go to Chuckarama.
Nice.
Because we're staying here and we're not going anywhere else. And my brother and his wife are here, and it's just us and them. And so we're like, let's just go to Chuckarama. But I was like, you know what? Even if we're going there, I can still say like, okay, just get some turkey, get some ham, and then, I can still control my portions. Like, I don't have to feel like I need to eat 5 plates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to make that my goal.
That's awesome. No, that'll be great. I was like, Chuckarama's good. My kids love Chuckarama. Not so much for me. I've just had a lot of bad experiences with taking them there. So, yeah, it'll be great for you. I just don't like going with her. We had too many bad experiences with throwing up, so I don't like it.
Oh my God.
So, that's where my kids always choose to go for their birthday dinner, and I'm like, you guys are killing me. But I do like it because I can pick a salad and I can pick whatever I want. But anyway, so you'll have the option to make a Thanksgiving dinner on a Sunday or something, or I feel like for the whole month of like November, December.
I love that. I love getting new recipes.
Yeah. I was like, I love it. Like, I think it was last year. I don't know. My years are blending together anymore. But I did a whole clean eating Thanksgiving. So everything that we're going to do next week, I did the whole day of Thanksgiving. So I made the stuffing homemade, like bought whole wheat bread, cut it up, toasted it, and made everything from scratch. And it didn't take, I thought it was going to take a lot longer, but it didn't take nearly as long as I thought it was going to be. Even with like my normal Thanksgiving dinner and prep and everything, it wasn't that much more work. Like it was a little more cutting up stuff, but for the most part, it was basically the same. So, and it's super easy.
That's awesome.
So,
well, I'd love to have recipes for even like Christmas, because I'm going to be in Irvine with my parents. And I love showing them and being like, hey, look, this is a healthy way to do it,
Yeah, for sure. I was like, I think, like I've done the homemade cranberry sauce and taken it to Jason's family, and they're pretty open with healthy stuff. And and they loved it. And it's so good with ham and turkey. Like leftovers with that stuff is it's making my mouth water. It's so good. And I love homemade. I just love fresh cranberries. They're really good. So, and I just substitute the sugar. I might try honey this year, but I always use coconut sugar. But I might try honey. We'll see. We'll see. Might not need as much of it. So it might make the texture a little bit different. So I just use the coconut sugar and it's just as good. So you don't need a ton of white sugar for it. But yeah, and I'll make those homemade pumpkin squares. Maybe I'll do it for class. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how my life gets. I don't know. Just hanging on by a thread today. So. But anyway, those are my crazy weird tips and like how I plan stuff. Sometimes I don't have a plan and I just wing it, but I kind of know I have enough ingredients in my freezer and in my pantry to put something in the Instapot and I can make it super easy and it'll be a soup and my kids may hate it, but who cares? I'll eat it, so it's fine. It's more leftovers for myself and Jason. So anyway, do you have questions, Larissa? Are you working out? Or have you worked out?
What?
Have you worked out?
I haven't yet. I need to. I'm going to. I'm gonna do